Hey everyone, Matthew here at Earthworks Gardens in Jacksonville, Northeast Florida, sitting amongst the heliconia and the yellow Cape honeysuckle. But I'm here today to actually talk about something that's very exciting, that's coming very soon. Every year we get an annual shipment of camellias, both the japonicas and the sasanquas, two distinct varieties, and we'll talk about those in a different video. But right now I wanted to talk to you before the camellias arrive, just so you begin thinking about the seasonality of our gardens. So we all have plants in our gardens that bloom at different times of year. We do have some things in our garden that bloom throughout several seasons, but there are many things that put on a very big show, like the camellias, that bloom at a very specific time. They bloom and then they're finished and they don't rebloom until the following year. So in front of me are these Cape honeysuckles. They kind of bloom toward the tail end of summer, sporadically off and on throughout the cool season, and then sometimes again in the spring. The heliconias here bloom all the time, off and on throughout the year, but the camellias are something that bloom in the fall and the winter, and sometimes some varieties into early spring. So when thinking about putting together a garden design, it's nice to plan out in advance having different things in the garden that bloom at specific times of year, so we continue the color, we get the interest throughout the year, and we don't have large gaps where we have plants that aren't doing anything as far as flowering goes. The camellias are an amazing, resilient plant that does very well here in Northeast Florida. There are some that prefer shady conditions, which is really nice, because sometimes it's hard to get flowering plants that are very reliable and that are very cold hardy in the shade garden, because a lot of those plants lean in toward the tropicals, but the camellias are definitely not tropical, can take all the cold as well as the heat that we have here in Florida. And then we have some of the other camellias that we can lean into the sun, and when I say sun, they would probably prefer a position where they're going to be getting morning sun as opposed to a lot of afternoon sun, but we still can sneak them out into our sunny garden and get a lot of flowering action. So you're going to be noticing in this video that there are images scrolling and popping up here of different camellias. They have a wide range of colors and color tones. Most of them will be starting kind of in the whites, and within the whites there are bicolors, so meaning some whites and pinks and whites and reds and different shades and tones, so multiple colors on one flower. But there are pure whites, there are pinks, multiple shades of pinks, lots of different varieties in the pinks, and also bicolors within the pinks. And then we go into the reds, and there are some true reds, and a lot of the reds are going to be solid. We do have some bicolor reds, like the Yuletide, which has a red and then a yellow center, which is very dramatic. So there are a lot of different color options within the camellias. They are very slow growing, which can be frustrating if you want them to be large, but if you want to keep them nice and tidy, because of their slow growth rate, camellias are very low maintenance and something that everyone should try in their garden. So come back and see us here soon. This whole area, and the reason why I'm sitting here, this whole area is going to be nothing but camellias. We're getting in over a dozen varieties of camellias again this year, so look forward to that. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section, give us a call, or come on in. We'll see you guys next time.